Take a look at the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg took his second pole position in a row to beat his fellow countryman Vettel by just under a tenth. Sebastian Vettel was content with second as he beat the other Mercedes driver of Hamilton, who struggled in qualifying 3. Felipe Massa took 4th position with Romain Grosjean in 5th. Valtteri Bottas finds himself directly behind his teammate in 6th, with another good qualifying from Perez, who took 7th. Marcus Ericsson once again surprised the field by beating his teammate and getting into the top 10 to claim 8th, with Hülkenberg and Verstappen rounding out the top 10. Can the Hermann Kvyat boost the fans by finishing in the top 10, and can Hamilton beat Vettel off the line to challenge his teammate tomorrow? Next up, it's the Russian Grand Prix.
Another one, and another one. I don't even know what the fuck that intro was. Well, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 Ultramod career mode. We're back with episode number 16 today, and yes, we have another one. We have the Russian Grand Prix today, the second Ultramod of this week. I decided to surprise you guys, or not surprise you. I kind of gave a little subliminal message in the last one if you read the bottom right of the Sky Sports graphics. But yeah, we have got another one here at the Russian Grand Prix. Decided to kind of surprise you guys before New Year came with the second one. So we're here at the Russian Grand Prix, full wet conditions, starting from the back as usual. It's going to be a very tricky start to the race with full wet. So it has been a while since we've had to race in the rain and even a race start. So it's going to be interesting, but let's get straight into it. Let's go to the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. Right, so here we are for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. We've got 53 laps ahead of us, starting from P20 as usual. We rev towards those 5 red lights, which I can't even see right now on my screen because of the amount of rain. But we are off here for the Russian Grand Prix. It's absolutely chucking down, absolute monsoon here at Russia. But the rain is only going to stick around for a while, because we saw on the monitor before there was only about 13% chance of rain. So this rain should go pretty soon, I would think, in about maybe, I'd say, 15 laps time or something like that. So we'll have to see how it goes. We're down into turn 1. We've overtaken both Manor cars. We came pretty damn fast into the back of that Toro Rosso, nearly crashed off our front wing, but thankfully we are fine. We're down to 19th place though, as we've got a bit of a tank slap on the exit. But can we hang it around the outside? Some of these cars, they're all going a little bit bunched up, a little bit slower, especially Kvyat there. Nazar maybe going a little bit slow. Maybe he's got some damage, as well as Jenson Button. We've gone round them for 15th place. Maldonado getting very, very close to the back of Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen there. And Button overtakes both me and Maldonado as we both lose the rear end. So Button being very opportunistic there as we cut later on to lap 1 into sector 3. Very tight, twisting, sort of awkward sector really as we go into this next chicane. As you can see, the grip levels aren't amazing. I'm losing the rear end quite a bit. We go down the inside of our fellow countryman Jenson Button, and can we try and go right on the outside? Yes, we have, and we're up into 14th place. So pretty solid start on lap 1. We're up into P14 right now, and we're on to lap 2 now, going to this long left-hander, beautiful panning corner really. And as we go around, can we try and overtake Max Verstappen? Looks like he's really hugging the apex quite a lot, and he's going a little bit slower than me, and we're up into 13th place, right behind Daniel Ricciardo now in the Red Bull, who is really just not performing too well this season, is he? As well as his teammate Kvyat. Both Red Bulls, especially just even downforce heavy circuits, have been quite poor. Even in the rain here, they don't look so good, as I've got a beautiful exit here on the right hand, and just look at that, I'm down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, and we have made that move stick up into 12th place. It's very mind-boggling to see the Red Bulls doing so poorly, even in the wet conditions where their chassis should be beneficial. But now on to lap 2. I can't see where the braking point is, so I've just dived it down the inside of Carlos Sainz. We've gone really deep into the corner, having to go off track a little bit, but we made it work. We're up into 11th place, but I literally could not see the braking point at all. I just kind of felt where I should brake. Didn't exactly work out, went a little bit wide, but hey ho, Sainz saw us a little bit, so thankfully we could make that move, and it wasn't, there wasn't any contact. So we're up into P11. by lap 5 now. We're chasing down Romain Grosjean. Can we try and overtake him? It's taken us a few laps to catch up to Grosjean, obviously. It's taken us 3 laps since we overtook Sainz, so it was a bit of a while to actually catch him, but we finally overtook him pretty easily after all that kind of pushing hard to try and catch him in those 3 laps. And now we're right behind Fernando Alonso. We're in the points now, P10. Lewis Hamilton is in first place, so we've seen that he's very, very determined to try and get as many wins as possible now on his season kind of CV after all the bad luck he's had at the beginning of the season. But we go down the inside of Fernando Alonso, and oh my god, look at that on the top of our screen, guys. Jenson Button has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. Okay. That's a little bit of a strange one. It seems like maybe the top guys, maybe the top 5, aren't exactly putting down the power to the medal. Obviously, maybe they're finding it tricky in these conditions, and Jenson Button is able to put in a purple lap time. So you won't be seeing that too often in this career mode, unfortunately. But we're up into P9, onto lap 8 now. You can see all of us are into the pits, actually. So I said that the rain would be stopping around 15 laps, but actually it's going to lessen right now, lap 8. We're all going to go onto the intermediate tyres. My teammates also come in at the same time, so I am going to get held up a little bit, but hopefully not enough that I'm going to get then held up more by anyone behind me. Let's see. Oh, that's a little bit slow there. That took a good maybe 1.5 seconds there to actually get into the box. So that's going to be a 3.9 second pit stop there. So yeah, not amazing, but to be fair, we are still in P8, so we haven't lost a position, and we've actually gained a little bit of time on Bottas there, actually. You know, physically, the distance between me and him there, I think it's got a little bit closer, actually, to be honest, so that wasn't too bad. We did get held up a little bit by Sebastian, but I can't really do much about that. I had to go onto the intermediate tyres, because you definitely can't be going on the wet tyres for a lap longer. You probably can go a little bit longer and maybe have a bit of a risk on intermediates to dries, but going from wet to inters on this game, you definitely have to switch over at the correct point. But now we're on to lap 12 now. A few laps later, we've been pushing hard to try and catch up to Valtteri Bottas, but we still haven't been able to get right up his gearbox yet to try and make a move. But now, oh my word, what's that? Rosberg's out of the Grand Prix. Rosberg's had an issue, and we've overtaken Bottas, as I just said about trying to catch up to Bottas. I didn't even see that up ahead. That was just kind of covered up by all the rain on my screen. But Rosberg had an issue there. I don't know if he's retired from the race or if he's just had an issue, but he went so slow and held up Bottas there, and we're up into 5th place now. So that's absolutely amazing, and that has meant that the championship has just swung straight into our hands, because we are ahead of Rosberg by a few positions now. So that is absolutely amazing, as we lock up quite a bit there in the end of the back straight. So we haven't quite kept 5th place there. We're down back to 6th, so we need to try and re-overtake Bottas there. Just got the braking all wrong into that corner, as I was trying to be a bit too eager to try and catch up to Perez. But yeah, the championship has swung right back in our favour. I said beforehand that we have had so much bad luck, and finally in Japan we got some good luck, and once again some good luck for us that we probably kind of deserved from before. So absolutely awesome stuff. We're in 6th place right now, chasing after Valtteri Bottas. You can see on lap 14, you can see the grip levels are maybe not as we want them to. You can see that there's no more rain on my screen. It's pretty much bone dry almost. The track is completely dried out almost. There's a few wet patches. You can see the sun is completely out now, and all the cars are going to come into the pits. I'm actually going to stay out for one more lap. Now, I know that may seem a little bit silly, but I don't want to get held up by my teammates simply for the fact. So I thought I'd go out, stay out for one more lap on lap 15. You can see I'm losing quite a bit of grip, so in hindsight, I can tell you maybe this wasn't the best idea, but at the time, it seemed like I was maybe being a little clever in terms of not getting held up. But as you'll see in a moment when we cut later on and to my pit stop, it didn't actually work out for us, because we come in on lap 15. We're coming to the pits now, so we're going on to the super soft tyres now. So there will be a few more pit stops to go, obviously, because super softs won't go all the way till lap 53. We're only on lap 16, and there's been so much action already, so that's pretty mad so far for a rushing Grand Prix. So we're into the pits now. It's going to be a faster pit stop than the first one, but as you can see on the mini-map and in the top left, we're losing all the positions. We're down back to 6th place, and as you can see in the mini-map, they are pretty much just steamrolling ahead. They've fucked off. I think that's the technical term for it. They've just, technical term, they've just fucked off. So basically, as you can see, the gamble has not worked off at all. We've lost a lot of time there. So in hindsight, I definitely should have just come in and kind of got held up by Vettel. But hey-ho, you can see many things in hindsight. I couldn't see it in the moment of the time. But anyway, we're on the super soft tyres now. We've got a gap behind us, so we don't need to worry about that. We've got clean air in front of us, so now we're just going to push as hard as we can to try and catch up to that top 5 on the back of Sergio Perez. We cut later on to the Grand Prix, lap 29. We're in second place at the moment because people have made their pit stops already. You can see on the race director, people have made their pit stops behind us. Hamilton, I believe, is... I think he's light years away. I think he might have already made his pit stop and he's still ahead of us. And now on lap 29, we are being overtaken by a Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. What? Yeah, Marcus Ericsson has just overtaken us and is actually, look at that, he's getting away from us already. He's already gaining about 5/10 away from us on fresh tyres. Our tyres have gone off and it's time to make another pit stop now on lap 29. So we pushed pretty damn hard on Sergio Perez. We caught the gap up to about, I would say, I think it was around 7 seconds. But now coming into the pits, as you can see, the most BS thing I've ever seen at Russia. I went a little bit wide on the entry and the game reset my car. I then crashed my front wing off. So this is going to be a slow pit stop on top of the fact that it took me a few seconds to reset my car. So I said I was about 7 seconds behind Sergio Perez. I'd caught up to him quite well, actually. My pace wasn't amazing, so it was a little bit tough to catch up to him, but we were eventually getting there. But as you can clearly see now on the mini-map, Perez is completely just fucked off again, and we've lost that time up. I think I don't know what the gap's going to be. We're going to have to check it on the split time, but I think we must have lost a fair few seconds there. Maybe even, you know, worst case scenario, 10 seconds, which is a lot of time, because I don't have the pace, crucially, this race for some reason, to catch up 10 seconds just like that, like in previous races. For some reason, Russia, the AI are actually pretty damn competitive right now on these dry tyres. Obviously, in the wet conditions, they weren't too competitive, but now going to the dry period, they really are punchy and are really getting away from me, especially Hamilton. He's nowhere to be seen. He's in first place. I think he's like 20 seconds ahead in first place, so he really has this race locked down at the moment. So if we are going to win this race, it's going to have to take some sort of like New Year miracle. So yeah, we've got, as you can see, the gap was, I think that was 9 seconds. I couldn't quite see it properly, but 9-second gap, and we've closed that down in a few laps now. 4 laps gone, and we're up into lap 33 now, and we're right behind Sergio Perez. So we've had some really decent pace on these new set of super soft tyres. We've got DRS here. Can we try and overtake him down into this hairpin corner? Can we try and stick it down the inside? He's going to move to the outside. Yes, he does. So we're going to move down to the inside. There's going to be a bold little move there. Is he going to try and stick it around the outside? Yes, he does. Sergio Perez defending quite well. Can I hang it around the outside now to the left-hander? No. He's hung me out to dry here. Sergio Perez doing all the work here. Look how he's placing his car so well. And I'm just having to stick behind him. So Perez putting up a decent fight here. Can we just try and stick with him through this sector? And we're obviously going to get DRS onto the pit straight. So we can see a Manakar there holding, you know, in the blue flag situation. So unlike 2015, he's not going to hold us up. I wonder if he's given Perez DRS. If he has, that's going to be bad news for us. Let's see. We've got DRS. Has he got DRS? No, he hasn't. So we go on the left-hand side, really close to the wall there. Perez squeezing us hard, but we're down into the first turn, or second turn technically, and we're up into first place of the Grand Prix. And now we've got our teammate Sebastian Vettel up ahead. We've got clean air ahead of us once more. He's a few seconds down the road. It's time to push hard to try and catch our teammate. For the first time in a long while, can we have a nice battle with our teammate for once? He's had so much bad luck of going out of Grand Prix very early, but now I feel like we can have a battle with him. So we're into the pits now, lap 41 for another set of super soft tyres, and we will be taking these to the end, guys. So I don't know if the other guys are going to make a pit stop or not. I don't know what tyres they've gone on, when they went on the pit stops, but this is going to be our last pit stop. We're down to 6th place once more. I think Perez has stayed on for like an overcut, so we'll have to see how that goes. But right now, we're pretty much going to be in a net 5th place, and we're going to be trying to chase down Sebastian Vettel and hopefully having a nice battle, but eventually overtaking him, because I want to get as many points as I can to try and overtake Rosberg. But now, onto lap 42. A big surprise, Sergio Perez comes out ahead of me in the pit stop phases, so his overcut has worked, but we go down the inside, try and make the move stick, but no, he squeezed us out of there, and he's done well to defend for 5th place, so he's got 5th place back. The overcut has worked, an absolute treat for him, so now we need to try and stick behind him as best we can and try and overtake him eventually. I wonder if we can try and maybe just stick enough behind until we get to that back straight with the DRS, or maybe it might be earlier. Let's see, as we just stick behind him, we can see if we can try and make a move. We're just trying to to suss out where we can make the move, just trying to see where he's going slower. It looks like in this second sector, the AI generally are going a little bit slower, but then into the third sector, they pick up the pace a little bit. So can we try and make the move? We got very, very close to Sergio Perez there. Very close. Hit the apex and the bump there. We're side by side with him. Can we hang around the outside? We lock up on the left tyres. We hit the curb, but we have got that place for 5th place even before we hit the DRS straight. And I wonder, yes, we do. We get DRS to help us get away from him. So that is absolutely awesome stuff. Up into Rich Mix. It is now time to chase after Sebastian Vettel. Lap 48, there is our man, our teammate Sebastian Vettel. We have not had a big fight with him so far this season yet. I think the last big fight we had with him was back in Malaysia. So this is going to be quite a momentous occasion, but obviously I want to try and overtake him, and hopefully he won't make it too difficult for me. You know, he's not in the championship fight, so I hope that, you know, I don't want team orders, but I hope that he himself can see that he should technically not put up too much of a fight, because I am in the championship hunt. I want to get as many points as I can on Rosberg, as he's, I don't know, out of the Grand Prix or just lower down in the points. I'm not too sure. There's only 15 runners, so I'm going to guess maybe one of the 5 that are out of this Grand Prix might be him, after seeing him going so slowly previously in the Grand Prix. So lap 48 with DRS, we're still struggling to actually catch up to him. Looks like Vettel has maybe gone for a lesser downforce setup, because he's actually getting away from us in the straights. As you can see, even these mini straights, he's getting away from us. So maybe he's put lower wings on his rear and front wing. So we're going to have to see about that. But we're closing up on him. We're staying with him within 1 second. So we will have DRS, and this is the time to see if that is true about this setup, because we do have DRS. He won't have DRS. So let's see how this works out. We get a really poor exit there. He gets beautiful traction, and look at that. He's actually steamrolling away from us. So we're going to have to try and see if the DRS will help us here, and eventually, can we try and catch him? We're gaining. Can we try and make a move, I wonder, into turn 2? We're going to think about it, but we ducked back down into the racing line. That would have been a stupid move there from that far back. So now we're going to stick behind him. Can we try and get some momentum on this left-hander right behind Sebastian Vettel? At this point in time, he's really holding me up here, man. We need to try and overtake him. We tried to maybe look down the inside again, but I think back to the real life Kimi Raikkonen move. We don't want him to make a stupid move like that. So now we need to stick with him. And can we try and make a move around this sector? We did it on Perez. Can we do it on Sebastian Vettel? We've got a great run on him. And can we try and make a move like we did on Ricciardo? We go down the inside. We have made that move, and we're up into 4th place. And now I need to take a breath, because my God, I spoke way too fast there. Whew, Jesus. So we overtook Sebastian Vettel for 4th place there. We've got 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go, but he's right back on us on his gearbox. He's going to have DRS now, and look at that. He's going to close up on us even before we get DRS, even before he gets DRS, and he's going to try and make the move. Yes, he does, on the left-hand side of the circuit. Here he goes. He's going to try and make the move for 4th place. I defend as much as I can, but he's going to go side by side with me. I've gone wide a little bit. My engine's been cut, because the fucking game cuts your engine, and then Sebastian Vettel has got back passes for 4th place. So that was the most annoying piece of crap ever. The game cuts your engine when you go wide there, and that has allowed Sebastian Vettel to overtake me. So I'm going to have to try and stick behind him and remake the move here somewhere before that Grand Prix ends. We've only got 2 laps left to make this move stick right up his gearbox still. We've got to make it soon. We're on to lap 51 right at the end. We've got a mana car there that could play into it. Can he hold up Sebastian Vettel for me? I wonder. It's not like 2015. He's not going to hold him up completely, but he has helped us a little bit though. Will, the lad Stevens, has held him up there a little bit, and now we are closing up on Sebastian Vettel once more. Can we have the DRS here? Can we overtake him with DRS? Crucially, will we have the straight line speed? Let's see. Through the last turn, we're going to wait for the DRS to pop up. He's going to pull away from us up into Rich Mix. We've got the fuel, I think, to burn. So we're going to wait for that DRS, and hopefully, can we try and close up on him on lap 52? This is the final moment, I think, to try and overtake him. The do or die stuff. We have to make the move now with DRS. We're up into 4th place of the Russian Grand Prix with 2 laps to go now here on lap 52. We've got a bit of oversteer though on the exit, and Sebastian Vettel is coming back at us down the inside on the left-hander. We go side by side once more. This is a beautiful battle that's gone on for way too long for my liking, and now we go down the inside, and that is the end of that Sebastian. He's still up my gearbox on lap 53, but we are going to keep this 4th place. Lewis Hamilton wins the Russian Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas there with 2nd place. Marcus Ericsson with an amazing 3rd. And I have got 4th place. I'm absolutely chuffed with that. That was a brilliant battle between me and Sebastian. And that was very long overdue. That was so long overdue. The last battle we had like that was back in Malaysia. You know, me and Vettel, we've had so much history in this career mode series of Ultra Mod from Season 2 to Season 3. We've been through it all, ups and downs, and that was just textbook textbook fight between me and him. That was absolutely awesome to have. But we've got 4th place, and crucially, we've got a lot of points over Rosberg, who has actually come home in 8th place. So he didn't go out the Grand Prix, he just went lower down. So I think he must have broken his front wing. So that means now we are ahead in the Drive Championship, 128 points to his 222. Hamilton there in 3rd place with 191 points, and he's actually technically still within a shout of winning the World Championship. He sort of forced his way into the battle. He's never really been in the championship fight this entire season, really, up till, you know, a few races ago, because he's had so much bad luck. But now the consistency and so many race wins now for Hamilton, he sort of forced his way into this fight between me and Rosberg, so he could technically still win it. So it's all to play for the last 3 races. And there's the constructors. We've got to do some work. We want to try and catch up to Mercedes. We need a 1-2 technically for a few of the last 3 races if we want to try and overhaul them. But guys, if you have enjoyed that video, smash that like button, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do subscribe for new videos every single week. I'm aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.